Tuesday Drive.
You may recall at the start of the year, I spoke with Laura Turner, the president of the AMTC Albatross Music Theatre Company, and Jane McIntosh, who was playing a role in the group's first theatre out of lockdown in 2021. Now, sadly, as I mentioned at the start of the year, they actually had to cancel 3 shows last year, and this year's first production was designed as a bit of a fundraiser to get some much needed money into the coffers to pay for expenditures such as shed leases. Well, we're now into March, and the company is looking for some help from the community, and Laura joins me now on Tuesday Drive. Hello there.
Hi, thank you for having me.
It's lovely to have you back. Now, look, before we get into the shed itself, how did the first production go at the start of the year, which I believe was the last 5 years?
Yeah, it was amazing. We were overwhelmed with the support from the community. So we ended up making a profit of around $12,000.
That's great.
Which would be enough to keep us having our shed rental until the middle of the year. Because we also had to cancel our April show this year because the Shoalhaven Entertainment Centre is still closed due to renovations. So we've actually had more than one entire show season cancelled. So it's been very difficult.
With the last 5 years, what was the crowd numbers like? Is it full to capacity, or did you still have to sort of have that social distance in place there?
Oh, definitely had to have social distancing. So I think at the time we were at 50% capacity, but that was fine because we did it as cabaret style and it was really quite beautiful. A lot of people commented on how nice it was to be back in the School of Arts where we started performing in the first place.
Can I just say I've actually performed myself at the Nowra School of Arts, and there's something, I don't know, there's just something beautiful about performing on that old majestic stage, Laura. Maybe it's the history with the building itself.
It was lovely. It was really lovely. We had tables set up with candles and wine and, cheese platters. So it was absolutely gorgeous. And I hadn't directed a play there before, so that was really nice.
Now, of course, before the Shoalhaven Entertainment Centre, the AMTC has used the Nowra School of Arts for years, it's from what I understand. Not just performances, but up the top, which not many people across the Shoalhaven may know, there's that area where you store your costumes and sets. But I know for a fact that you guys have had some really, really big, elaborate shows over the years, and I'm guessing that doesn't all fit up the top of the Nowra School of Arts.
I guess as we got bigger, we needed to find somewhere else to build our sets, and we were very lucky to be given a very discounted rate at a shed in Bomaderry, which we've had for a number of years, and we're very, very thankful for that. But it meant that we were able to build our sets there, and when we get closer to performances, we can actually rehearse in that space on our sets. Otherwise, it's really difficult, especially now with our junior program, for them to understand, where they'll be walking up or walking down and things like that. Like, for example, we have Alice in Wonderland in July, and we have kids sliding down, I think Alice is sliding down a set piece to go into the rabbit's hole.
Oh, wow.
That's very hard to perform and practice on without having any set. So our costumes and props are still at the School of Arts, but we can't really keep major set pieces there, especially because we'd have to carry them all upstairs every time and they wouldn't fit.
Can I just say, that's just blowing my mind, Laura. I mean, the AMTC is an amateur theatre company, like many others around the region. The fact that you're actually building a slide where children can head into a rabbit's hole, that's incredible. I mean, that's something you'd see, say, the Capitol Theatre or the Lyric Theatre in Sydney. Well done.
Yeah, we have an amazing builder, Ollie, who helps us out, and our director of Alice in Wonderland is Julia Armstrong, and she just comes up with these crazy ideas, and Ollie has to figure it out for us. But we actually, the Jam program, our junior program, won Best Musical in the State last year. So they do amazing productions.
How big is this shed that you've had in Bomaderry? It sounds huge.
Yeah, it was quite huge. I think it was about 350 metres squared. We had the luxury of having an area where we could have a workbench and that set up, but also change rooms upstairs and a little mezzanine area, and then down on the floor we could mark out the stage. So it was bigger than the stage area at the entertainment centre, and to be able to move sets on and off and kind of have a wing set up, so the students, or everyone, when we do the major performances as well, could understand how the production would work. So we know we'll probably have to downsize, and we're okay with that. It will make it a lot harder. But basically, we are desperate at the moment even to have a place to move our stuff into so that we can keep constructing, at least for this production. Even if we can't rehearse in that space right now, we just need a place where we can keep building. But in the long run, we would love a space that we could continue rehearsing in as well.
I'm speaking with Laura Turner, President of the AMTC. Now, you're about to, of course, have you actually left the shed in Bomaderra yet?
No, we have exactly 1 month.
Oh, wow.
Now.
Okay.
Yeah, to get out. Yeah.
So the time is ticking to find you guys a new place.
That's right.
So,
and, it's just another challenge after COVID. We're pretty good at plan B and C nowadays.
So what are you looking for? I mean, I know you're obviously looking for a shed, but what type of shed are you looking for?
I guess it needs to be one that has access for the public, for our, cast members to be able to go in if possible. Preferably with a roller door access that we can be able to, some of our sets are quite large, so to be able to load a truck up with our sets. If it has a bathroom, that would help. And preferably in the Nowra, Bomaderra, South Nowra area. We want to keep it local, obviously, because that's our home.
Now, is there anything in particular that people need to be aware of? If they have a shed, let's just say, you've got your mum and dad at home, they've got a big shed on a large property, can they just say to the AMTC, here, look, we're not using this shed, it's yours? Or what's the rules behind all that?
Oh, that's a tough one. Look, we have our own public liability, which covers our cast and everyone volunteering on the production. So I would have to probably look into that more thoroughly, but I'm sure there is a way around it, even if it is just a temporary storage solution rather than a long-term. And we do have, we've just got some amazing support from the council who are taking it to the meeting on next Tuesday, I think it is. So crossing fingers, they might be able to find us a space. So we do know we have people out there trying to help us. And I know there's very limited spaces available at the moment around Nowra for any warehouses. We've been looking, contacting real estates and all that as well. So, but anyone with any idea or can point us in a direction, that would be great.
So, Laura, if there's anybody listening this afternoon, what's the best way that they can get in contact with you all there at the AMTC?
They can go via our Facebook page, which is Albatross Musical Theatre Company, and message us on there. Or my contact number is 0481108171. And we can have a chat about what possibilities there might be out there.
Just on a side note there, it actually sounded like you struggled a bit remembering your telephone
number.
And
I did.
I'm not having a go at you because I have this problem with my partner's mobile number, which I actually chose myself years and years and years ago when you can actually choose telephone numbers.
Oh, yeah.
And whenever we have to, recite it wherever we go, I always struggle with the first four numbers. And he just looks at me. He's like, Stephen, you already chose this phone number. You still can't remember it. So I'm with you, Laura. I'm with you.
Pointing it out to everyone.
Hey, that's the magic of live radio, isn't it?
Yeah, great.
Well, Laura, look, thank you so
much for your support.
No, it's a pleasure. Look, best of luck with the council meeting next Tuesday. Hopefully they can find a resolution for you.
Yeah, that would be great.
That was Laura Turner, the president from the Albatross Music Theatre Company. And if you're in a position to help or you know of someone or even a business that may be able to lend a hand, you can head to the AMT Facebook page, contact them via Messenger, or you can also send them an email at secretary@amtc.org.au. So I'm sure they will take anything that they can get. And they are a wonderful organisation, and the fact that they have so many fantastic productions, and also, of course, with their junior Albatross music as well. So lots of wonderful talent indeed.
This is Tuesday Drive.